If you saw yesterday, Blaine and I did a 25-minute interview about doing a 100-hour fast. And out of that, 2 minutes recorded. So we aren't going to repeat it. We're just jumping right into day 2. So here I am. And there's Blaine. Okay, Blaine, what's the report for day 2 of the 100-hour fast?
Well, day 2, pretty much don't feel hungry at all.
No.
Just wake up and be like, oh, I'm just going to do this. And then just keeping up with adding electrolytes to the water, not the sugary kind.
Let's talk about those electrolytes.
Yep. So I used these for my first one, little Elementi packets, the non-flavored ones. They're literally just sodium, potassium, magnesium. Don't follow the directions. It will turn your drink into a salt lick. Just sprinkle in a little bit.
Little dabble,
taste
do you?
it.
Little
yeah.
dabble, do you? Okay.
Yeah. There's not really a good ratio. Just like taste it and then do taste. And then
What
I
about
also
that?
have
What about that salt you got there? The fancy salt.
the fancy salt here.
This is like borderline sexual. This salt. I mean,
Yeah.
you
can just see the granules.
Look at those granules. I mean, you put that sucker on your tongue. It gave me goosebumps this morning when Blaine gave me a little taste of it.
Yeah, that's Baja Gold.
Baja Gold, my God.
Mineral salt.
It seems like it's like a drug. It seems like it's like something illegal.
Yeah, so I just put that in my water now.
Yeah, salt. I feel great.
Yeah. Adding white powder to my
It's
drinks.
weird because you told me to sniff it, man. To put it in a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so day 2 of the fast. What did you do this morning, Blaine?
Ran 6 miles, a little over. Was it 6?
6.67, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Just shortest. How'd that feel?
I mean, it felt like running 6 miles, honestly.
Did
Day 2 activities, you don't really see any downgraded any of your normal activities. So if you're like a lot of people who do 3-day fasts, you work out throughout the whole 3-day fast. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm. How about a 4-day fast?
On a 4-day fast, your last day, this is kind of ends up being 5 almost because Friday morning.
Yep.
But your last day on like a 5-day or like a 4-day fast, your last day you might see some energy levels start dropping.
So what are you going to do on day 4, Blaine, when it's Thursday and we got another 6 miles to run?
We're gonna go for it anyway, just because we're just gonna see how it goes. This is the most I've ran on a fast for sure. Typically, I just do like a fairly light, like 1 or 2 miles, mostly walk, and then do small body weight stuff, push-ups, squats, that kind of thing, just like lightly.
And for those that maybe aren't members here at the Mission Centers, we've got a little bit of a modified scale because both of us know how to adjust each other. So we can get adjusted throughout pretty much whatever we're doing, which immediately allows our body to upgrade to it. So, if you're doing it and you're like, I actually am starving and I'm struggling, I'm exhausted. Yeah, we're sorry. We have an advantage over you. It's not superpower. It's just basic neurology. And so, I mean, because really, like how long have you been running for, Blaine?
I mean, my whole life. But you mean like specifically since we started in when did we start doing the Tuesdays?
I don't remember.
I don't know, it's been a few months.
Yeah. So you went from not running to running significant amount of distance.
Yeah.
From 3 miles at a time to now 6 miles, almost 7 miles on
We
the
did a
fast
little over
system.
10. That was the most I've ran in my entire life, even in the Army. So.
Yeah. Game on. So do you have any goals for this 4-day fast, this 100-hour fast? Switch hands here.
Well, I mean, it was to do full workouts for the whole thing. So we're going to do, we did 6 miles and then we'll do it again and see how that goes. So full workouts during the whole fast and it's kind of...
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
Like
I said, most of the time I take it really easy on fast just because everybody warns you like, oh, you're going to have all these like fluctuating energy levels. You're going to have like all kinds of stuff. And it's like, at this point I've done a few and it's not really that bad. Yeah.
Like a boss. It's interesting because I want to echo what you said about being hungry because I am fucking starving always.
Oh yeah.
Like when I'm eating, like always. Like
I
will literally, and I run long distances so I can fuel my body. And hi Marie. And so but I'm always hungry. Like I am freaking I mean I could eat a full meal and still be starving. And so it is interesting because it's like a reset for me because I'm like, like I woke up this morning and no hunger at all. And right now it's like usually like about lunchtime. It's like by now I'm like, my stomach is eating itself and I'm dying. Right? And it's like it's all just like it's almost like an addiction to probably it has to do with the sugar, right? Because the carnivore diet, the hunger kind of.
No, even when I'm doing carnivore, when I'm only doing meat. Mm-hmm. Like if I do intermittent fasting where I don't eat and do carnivore, by the time it's time for dinner, man, I am ravenous. I am like, I'm gonna put down like 2 or 3 steaks.
Yeah.
I won't eat too fast.
You think you eat too fast?
Yeah, put down more. You gotta drink when you run that. It's literally like I don't know what it is, but you don't eat all day and you come back in, and if you're only eating meat, it's like I'm gonna put down 2 or 3 steaks instead of just what I was planning, So.
It's heavy. Once you start, it's like go time.
Yeah.
Anything else to add on this is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well, it's only day 2. Like I said.
Like I watch the shows like Naked and Afraid, and I'm like, I can never do that. I can't even get through those shows without having a snack. So
yeah, typically you're going to be looking at like, you're going to have to push it beyond 3 or 4 days before you're really going to see that.
So 3 or 4 days, that's when it gets difficult.
I mean, for mine it was like 12.
12 days.
Like I cruised through 12 days before I was like, oh, this is kind of not so fun. And by day 15, I was like, all right, I'm calling it. But I didn't have a goal for that one. I was just see how far I could go. And it was like, when it starts to get to your head, you just quit because you quit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't have a goal, and I'm at 15 days. I haven't eaten in 15 days. I'm just gonna just eat.
Did you ever think about doing like a Jesus level fast?
40 days? No. People die from trying to do the 40 days.
Do they truly live?
Yeah, I mean, there's always stories of some pastor doing it and then killing over. I mean, I know some people have done 40-day fasts, but it's definitely, that's definitely one you got to be careful of. 40 days is a little out there.
We'll see about that.
Well, I guess you can if you weigh a lot and you have a lot of fat to consume. Then you're fine. But it's honestly, it's going to be your minerals that's going to get you.
Okay, but you can have minerals on the fast, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what the nice thing about the mineral salt. There's like 70-something minerals in there,
yeah.
Micronutrients and all that stuff.
In
the Baja Gold. That's why I use that one.
That's such good stuff.
Yeah. So it's not just your magnesium, potassium.
It's like sensual. Like when I put that on my tongue, I was like, ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Blaine. Thank you for sharing your Baja Gold salt. Okay, so
not sponsored. Just
not sponsored by Baja Gold. So since we recorded like half an hour thing yesterday that did not work.
Yeah.
What are the? Did you weigh yourself pre fast
this time?
Yeah.
No, but like the first day you don't typically lose that much. It's like I'll lose more today than
day two. Day 2, you lose a bunch of weight. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be you lose a couple pounds, like whatever clears out your digestion. Like literally,
depending how full of shit you are.
Well, your microbes will start dying off after day 3. So like your intestinal microbes will start dying. You'll be passing them off.
Okay.
And it can be kind of weird because it's almost like a gooey tar that you pass out.
Okay.
When there's nothing left to go.
Seems yucky.
Yeah. And so, you'll actually lose your gut microbes will start dying off, and you'll be passing those. But my understanding is the worst ones die first. So the ones that are addicted to sugar and carbs, they die first.
Yes.
And so that's why when you come off the fast, you typically want to stick to something that's like more fatty.
Okay.
Because your body can process fats because your gallbladder makes bile for fat process.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's a common misconception that people have. They think that when they're taking a probiotic, they're like, I'm taking good bacteria. But actually what you're doing is you're feeding the bacteria within your gut because the bad bacteria ends up becoming more populated, which, again, because it's addicted to sugar, because that's really what it is. That's kind of like what fasts are. It's almost like it's just like a sugar reset, isn't it? In essence.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to balance out. When I did my 15-day one, I was actually testing my blood sugar levels, and they stayed, after day 4, they were really consistent.
Huh.
So it was like, at some point, they just settle out to whatever's coming out of your fat. Whatever your body is able to generate for itself during the fast, it stays fairly consistent at whatever rate it needs.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't help but wonder, because it's in the Dominican Republic, it's high levels of diabetes, and so and I wonder if it has to do with like how hot it is, and like fruit is so readily available. But there's like plants there that I mean, neem, moringa, if they eat those, it's been clinically shown to balance out blood sugars, like notably and consistently.
Oh, yeah.
And which they used to eat normally until like American companies got in there and they're like, oh, eat our food. That's highly addictive and kills you slowly.
Yeah, that's right.
See if addiction is...
There's entire islands that are now completely dependent on U.S. food supply because when we dropped some nuclear bombs out in the ocean for testing purposes, we completely contaminated all the local...
Whoopsie!
all the local food and fauna. So
I wonder, have you done research on like if there's an optimal time of the year to fast? Because we're doing it right now, like springtime.
Oh, you know what? If I were to get to just from what I've seen, I would wager that winter. Mm-hmm. Not that I've actually seen it. I would say winter is probably the most optimal time to fast because your body goes through and it puts the weight on in the fall, but then you're kind of using it up through the winter. Mm-hmm. Is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spring is typically you start normally in spring, like with the egg hunt, Easter egg hunt, actually comes from going out and finding eggs for the protein. And it was such a normal thing that everybody would go out and find pheasant, grouse, robin eggs that are blue, green, brown, all the different colors. And that's where that tradition comes from. So spring is kind of more of a bulking time because then you got to put your neck to the plow and start producing your food and anything that, and then you're going to be foraging more as stuff starts coming.
So we're doing this the wrong time of the year?
Yeah, pretty much. But like we have consistent food supply all year round, so we don't have to worry about it.
That's true. That makes sense because especially like during the winter, like by being exposed to cold, it actually upregulates metabolism also, which is kind of one of the reasons why we do the cold plunges on a regular basis too.
Yep.
This upregulates the metabolism. So I bet I would wager that if someone could go through a fast like through the holiday season and then like resist the social pressure
yeah, good luck.
from everybody, like like come on, you're gonna have a little bite of pie. I think you could do anything if you can get through that.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, like, if you think though, typically your food sources in wintertime are going to be salted, or grain, mm-hmm. or dehydrated.
In a survival world that our species was
well, I mean, no, even like,
to.
Yeah, like even just think like 1800s Western expanse, and most of your stuff is going to be either hardtack mm-hmm. or dehydrated or mm-hmm. salted. Even if it's jarred, even if you preserved it yourself and jarred it yourself, it's going to be that it's typically salted in water or oil. And I mean, the salt content they used to consume back in the day was way off the charts.
Was it?
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah. It was like an entire table shaker of salt per person per day.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a high amount of salt.
Was it Baja Gold salt?
No, probably not. They probably just boiled blood for it.
Boiled blood?
Yeah, that's one of the ways to extract salt naturally. Whenever if you hunt a lot of game and that your society is reliant on that, they actually would have a pot that just boils blood down to get the salt out of it. Salt minerals, yeah.
Okay.
You hit it with a lot of iron in your salt when you do that.
What would we call that salt?
I don't know. It's literally the salt out of the blood. So blood salt.
Jesus salt.
Jesus salt.
Life is in the blood. Okay. Jay, any questions? Jill, any questions? Marie, any questions? Okay. All right, we're gonna get back to work. Day 2 fast, super easy.
Yep.
So for anyone who is difficult with cravings or any kind of like diet control or anything like that, check out. I should post that video for the 100-hour fast. Check it out and then see if optimizing your metabolism is right for you.